Hi everyone, today is about parasites migration. If you don't believe in parasites, then that's okay, this video is not for you. But if you believe in parasites, then please stay until the end because we are talking about parasites migration. And for those who believe in the parasites, I can tell you, or you are on the fence, I can tell you that I've seen them. People in my program seen them. We videotape the parasites, we take photos, and then we feel them, we see them, and then once we cleanse them, we get rid of them, we feel so much better. Okay, so today's video, parasite migration. Parasites migrate, and if you have any areas of the body that are weaker, that's where the parasites tend to migrate or to make their home. Also, if you have any injuries in the body, that's where the parasites tend to migrate. However, parasites migrate and move all the time. It's crazy, especially during the full moons, they will migrate. When they lay eggs, they migrate. And if you try to eradicate them, then they also can migrate. So any protocols, any enemas, for example, if you do, they will migrate. If you do enemas, they'll migrate into the lungs and so on. So we have all these issues. I've been through this, and people in my programs gone through these issues, and we have to go to the bottom of it because it's not fun. Now, what happens? Why this thing happen? Parasites have a survival instinct. They're very resilient, very cunning. They want to be inside. When an environment becomes hostile for them, they will try to move to another environment that is more pleasant for them. They do not want to get out. They want to be inside. So it's a survival instinct. They're very, very smart. I have to tell you that, and very resilient. They have this biofilm, they create this layer of protection called biofilm. I just made another video, I'm going to link it below. And that biofilm layer of protection becomes so resistant and hard to break. That's where they have their home, that's where they have their parties. And if you attempt to treat, use any treatments, they can be very resistant to the treatment, okay? So migration pathways usually are bloodstream. So they can travel to the bloodstream. I'm talking about the small ones because they're large parasites. You see them with the naked eye. I've seen big ones like this. I'm not kidding. Or small parasites that you cannot even see them with the naked eye. They're microscopic. So they also migrate through the lymphatic system, which connects with different organs. So they can move. From your gut, where most of the parasites reside, to the lungs, to your brain, and so on. A lot of people have these sensations when they try for the first time to kill parasites, and they use like a pill. I've heard it so many times. By the way, my programs are about detoxing naturally, so we don't use any medication. Medication is for doctors, so consult with your doctor. This one is detoxing naturally with methods and herbs and real foods. So I believe that detoxing, it's getting rid of toxins and not putting more toxins in the body. So that's one of the pathways, as I mentioned, it's the lymphatic system. Also nerve pathways or sinuses. A lot of people have issues with sinus infections, recurring sinus infection. It's because a lot of biofilm and parasites will migrate through the sinuses. And for that, you need to know what to do, like water with salt, different herbs for migration, because they can migrate from the gut into the sinuses or brains, as I mentioned. A lot of people have different sensations, like itching, a lot of itching that can happen around your nose, your ears, your skin, your head, under the skin, your back, your anus, your sexual organs. That's because of the parasitic migration. That's another thing. And also due to the biofilm protection. Now, parasites, why the migration happens is because the parasites release toxins. So during the full moon, they will release more toxins and harmful waste, metabolic waste. And those toxins also can cause a lot of itching, headaches, migraines, brain fog, and so on. So basically how to prevent the migration is to prepare your mindset. First thing first, because if you're attempting to cleanse parasites and if you're not going through an order, for example, you need to start with detoxification and you need to start with a strong mindset. Be prepared for what's coming. Even if you're using the medication, you really have to prepare the mindset. And that's why I start with detoxing, and then the next step we are detoxing the liver and the lymphatic system. But in that particular course, when we detox the liver with with very strong method of detoxification, not what's out there, it's totally different. We detox both lymphatic system and the liver, and also kidneys. We have to prepare the mindset. We need to create and build a strong mindset, otherwise people can panic. You can have a lot of anxiety attacks if you're attempting to eradicate parasites without being prepared emotionally and also with a strong mindset. So very, very important to prepare the mindset when you cleanse, when you detox. So also, when you use herbs, because a lot of people use herbs for detoxification, you need to know that herbs are not enough. And you need to know that, for example, oregano oil, it's such a potent herb. You cannot just use it for so many months without breaks, because it can destroy the lining of your gut. Also, it has to be combined with other carrier oils or anything else that you don't want to create more harm than healing, right? You have to be continuous in your detoxification. You cannot just start using an herb today and then next day you're not going to use it, because what you're doing, you're just disturbing the parasites, and it creates migration, it creates irritation of the parasites, and it's an entire, I cannot just saying in 1 hour or like 2 hours. It's, you have to go through steps, and you have to have continuity. You need to use binders. A lot of people make this mistake, not using the binders and regularly. And when we eradicate parasites, there is toxins, so the binders will accumulate those toxins, and you need to make sure that we are releasing these toxins with the binders. You need to learn about breaking the biofilm. This is another very strong and powerful subject, and it has to be addressed. And I have another video about that. You have to support the lymphatic system. You have to support the liver. You have to sweat. You have to address emotions. That's an entire protocol, and I share it in my detox program, which, by the way, it's a membership month by month, and you can cancel anytime. It's very affordable, but you gotta start from the beginning. And you need to create and build a strong mindset, and you need to have continuity, and it's very important to have a support system. So have a private group that support each other. It's a beautiful tribe, that's all I can tell you. All right, so this is all about the migration of parasites, and I hope that you are using the correct order, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers to your health, stay safe and stay healthy, everyone.